In this video, I'm going to discuss the guiding principles that I use to synthesize the novel Torah and science insights that you've come to enjoy on my channel. I'm also going to discuss what motivates me to dedicate the time and energy to create these videos and explain some of what goes on behind the scenes. I always start with the premise that the Torah is true. The spiritual vantage point is the true reality. Everything physical is made in the image of the spiritual. In Hasidus, there's a concept that Elokus bepashtus, that godliness is the simple reality, and that the world and the physicality is the chiddush, is the novel insight. And one of the concepts I've discussed numerous times is the idea of dir b'tachtonim, that Hashem had an essential desire to have a dwelling in this realm. And one of the consequences of that idea is that the world itself is not important because of itself, but only because Hashem desired to have a dwelling here. I'm not going to expound on that concept here in this video, but that's an additional idea that the world itself is not important. It's only important because of a mission we have to do. And therefore we can see that everything in the physicality and the world is made in the image of the spiritual. So given all this, the underpinnings of how the world runs should also reflect the spiritual. And since Hashem made the world by looking into the Torah, and it's often cited that Torah is the blueprint of the world, it's natural to conclude that we can find parallels between the operating mechanisms of the world and both direct and indirect links to teachings from our sages. The earlier videos I put out in June had more direct connections, like reconciling the age of the universe, proof of a personal God, modern astronomy facts that our sages knew, but had no tools to be able to do so. When reflecting more on the goals of this channel, to be able to spread Torah teachings out farther in unique ways, to bring more people closer to understanding more about God, or to have a deeper relationship with Him, or to help bring Mashiach by spreading the inner dimensions of the Torah, I started to expand into other areas, like my Iran videos, where I combine history in addition to everything else going on. Go check those out. Or a 5-part series about economics and wealth, and trying to connect, what's going on in the news sometimes as well, more so with Iran, but also sometimes with economics, with gold and silver, and with understanding the monetary system. More recently, I put out a video that was psychology related to how to deal with sensitive conversations stemming from lack of faith, especially when it comes to teenagers. And of course, my 3-minute Devar Torahs that stemmed from articles I write in the Boca Raton Synagogue's weekly newsletter. A lot of research goes into finding facts and then trying to connect the dots. There is a deep ocean of unexplored connections, and I welcome your suggestions for future topics. If you want help starting your own channel or putting together a video to better express yourself, I'd love to hear from you. My email is in the About Me section of my channel. The whole process of putting together videos from start to finish to doing everything myself is quite intricate, and I've had to learn a lot over the past few months. To give you an example, come up with an idea, a topic, start doing research, start trying to create the outline for that topic, thinking about a title, thinking about a thumbnail, and having the title and thumbnail be the guiding force that helps develop the script and helps develop the rest of the outline. Then from there, finally doing the research, checking all the facts, making sure the connections flow, the transitions, and then actually hitting the record button, which isn't so simple. And there's many, many, many retakes. That's why you see the cuts. It'll be like this and like that. Try to make the cuts not so bad, but if you look carefully, you can see I'll be like this one moment and then boom, another moment. So that's also difficult. You'd be surprised how difficult it is to talk to a camera. From there, I cut down a lot of those retakes, put it together in a shorter version, and then go into the editor. I like to have some more dramatic or thematic introductions. The intro itself requires a lot of editing. Every second I have to look at it and try to plan out how it is I want it to come across to keep the viewer engaged. We don't even realize the psychology that goes behind all this. And then trying to use visualizations and other graphics and graphic design to convey abstract ideas. So there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, then adding some music, finding the right notes and the tunes that make everything flow nicely, and then publishing it and writing a description. There's a lot that goes into it. So that's just a little taste of what actually happens behind the scenes. I started recently a newsletter. I would love for you to join on to that. It's free, and you'll stay up to date and connected to me more directly. Also, I have WhatsApp. I have a WhatsApp group go ahead and email me if you want to be added to that. So depending if you prefer emails, WhatsApp, etc. All this is to help enhance community. It's not just a one-way street. I want to be able to hear from you as well and have meaningful conversations. And if you've already subscribed, make sure to click the bell icon so you get notified of new videos. A lot of people don't realize this. That's not the default setting. I'm currently editing episode 4 of my Biblical Financial Blueprint series, where I bring many Torah sources that discuss the true definition of wealth. But I decided to pause that because of the length. I wanted to get this video up before Shabbos, but at the same time, you're not going to miss that video. It requires you to sit down and watch a little bit longer with a little more attention. You can click on the playlist section of my channel's homepage to see the videos and an organized list of the previous episodes is there. If you want to hear about anything else behind the scenes, let me know, leave a comment. I'd love to speak to you soon. B'ezrat Hashem.